of the state parks. And let's see, I'm gonna set my computer up here on my truck here. There we go. And here we are. Okay. So if you've never been to a state park before, they're a lot different than the parks that are like your playground or the park behind the library or something like that. State parks are these really big places, usually pretty big places, and they have animals in them, and they have every kind of animal that lives in the area where the park is. So if you live, if you live up here in the mountains, then our park, Mount Jefferson, has deer, skunk, raccoon, bear, chipmunks. We even have flying squirrels, which are pretty neat to see. All these animals. But the neat thing about the park is all around the edge of the park, all around the edge are these signs. And the signs say State Park. So if you were to walk up, say, from where Pizza Hut is, or behind Walmart, or behind the high school, and go up into the woods toward Mount Jefferson, you would see these things stapled up by some trees. And you would know once you walked into this, where these things are, you would know you're in the park, and you can't hunt. You can't take any of the plants or the animals because they're all protected. These are places in our country where all the animals and plants are protected. Forever, and the idea is forever and ever for these animals and plants to all be protected in these special places called parks. So that's kind of as a kid, I always thought it was the neatest thing in the world to know that there were places where animals and plants had a place where they could go and they would be safe and they could live and move freely, even though, houses and buildings get built up all over the place. In the park, all the animals and plants are free and they're safe to move around. So you might wonder, well, why am I here in the park? Why I live in the park? How come I get to live in? Well, I'm a park ranger. So my job in part is to protect the animals and plants and to make sure that we learn about the parks and learn about the things that are here. So if you've never been to Mount Jefferson before, you can come up any day you want to, except for Christmas. That's the only day we're closed, is Christmas. And sometimes we do poetry contests up here and we give away prizes. And I thought I might let y'all hear a poem of a student to give you an idea about what one student thought about Mount Jefferson. Okay, here we go.
Poem contest of 2010. This is my poem. The feelings. Jefferson is so free, wild and peaceful at the same time. So happy when I see the different varieties of plants, flowers, and butterflies. So spellbinding they are. The tune of the birds and the pitter-patter of the squirrels and chipmunks looking for nuts is nature's music. I feel microscopic like a tiny bug when I look at the land before me. I feel different on this mountain, but in a good way. I feel wonderful when the wind blows through my hair and it blows my eyes into a sharp pressure. At the peak, I look down and feel like the king of the world.
Listen to
I own this mountain. Everyone does. I will protect this land. I will protect it so it will feel as happy as I do.
So she said she owns the mountain. She owns this park, and she does. And so do all of y'all. The park belongs, we like this from a government standpoint, the park belongs to the people. And are you people? Yep, you're a person, you're a person. I'm gonna even see you, let's see. I see Nancy, Harper, Carly, Candace. You're a people, so you own the park. That's the whole idea of our parks. They belong to the people, but the animals get to live here and live free. So part of the job of our job today is to kind of learn about how do we describe the park and how do we describe nature. Now, you heard a poem a minute ago. Another way you might describe nature is something that I like to do, which is to make paintings. And what I'll do is I'll go off into the woods, and when I'm not working, I don't get paid to do this. So when I go off into the woods, and I like to make paintings about the park. So you could do that too. You could go out in your backyard and you could find a place where there's plants and like this here, like this spice bush, and you could go out and maybe paint or draw some of those plants that you're seeing. And you might even notice right now the spice bush has seeds on it. Can you see the little red seeds? Can y'all see that? Let's see. I'm gonna pull one off because they're ready to come off. Here's a little, and you see the little red seed now? You see, I see you're nodding. Yeah. So this is the way that this spice bush, this big bush, it makes these seeds so it can have little baby spice bushes that are going to be growing all over the mountain too. We really love this plant. This is such a really neat plant. A long time ago, people used to use this as a spice. So this is the spice bush seed, and this is the way that the spice bush spreads itself around. So, and it's kind of red, and it's kind of, I guess it's behind me right now. So we're gonna use our words to kind of describe where things are too. The spice bush and all these plants are behind me. My computer is there in front of me. It's up here in front of me, and the plants out here in the park are behind me. When we work in parks, there goes the spice bush seed, we have to figure out words to describe things. I don't like to say whatchamacallit or that there thing. I like to kind of use words that maybe other people will understand. So I might use this. Like this is a rock that's up here on Mount Jefferson. How would you describe that? You go ahead and just push your space bar and say how you would describe this rock. You can holler really loud if you want.
If you want to unmute, click your microphone and you can talk to him.
Or you can push down on that space bar. That's should let you be able to the space bar. What? It is white. That's excellent. Yes, this is white. And this white. Yep, it's white. Yeah, this is called quartz. This is a white rock. How about this rock here? Besides the color, what do you see in it?
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a lot of holes. So yeah, we would describe that and say, oh, it's got holes. Does it look soft or does it look rough?
Yeah. Rough.
It does look rough. It's rough. I wouldn't want to wipe my face with this too much in the morning when I wake up. Oh, I think it's too rough. But what about this? Is this rough or do you think that's more soft?
Soft.
Yeah, that's a little more softer. I still probably wouldn't use this to wipe my face, but I might clean the counters with it. Something like that. You don't want to use a rock to clean your counters. Let's see. Oh, this is a great one. How would you describe this? Is it dull or is it shiny?
It's shiny.
It is shiny. Yeah, and they call this fool's gold. It kind of looks like gold, but it's not really gold. If it was really gold, I'd probably be down at the beach somewhere and spend all my gold money, but this isn't gold. I might be up here at the mountains. So that's shiny. Yeah, this is a shiny. And how about this one? Does this one look shiny too?
Nope.
Nope, a little bit. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, rocks are rolling. Here we go. Oh, here's a good one. What color would you say this is? Can you see the color of this?
Can you tell what color it is?
It's kind of hard with the light. Let's see. Let's see if I do it this way. I'm gonna hold this in the background. Sometimes if I hold something in the background, it makes it easier. Okay, if we can't see the color, does it look like it's rough or flat?
Flat.
Yeah, it's definitely flat. That's a very flat rock. So that's another way. It's a what?
Nope.
So how many of y'all had lunch today?
I not this because
You had what for lunch?
yeah, I did.
You had lunch? Did you know? Okay, did you know that when the rocks break down, when they will turn into this stuff, if I can find, there we go. What is this stuff?
Can you tell what he has?
What do you think that is? There's worms in it. What do you think it is?
Worms. It's worms.
It's out in the yard and plants grow in it.
Yard.
Say louder, Cadence. You said dirt.
She said it?
Yeah.
Dirt.
Good
Do you
job.
think dirt? This is dirt. Do you think dirt makes your lunch? Do you think dirt makes your food?
Nope.
Nope. Well, I think it might, because how many of you like to eat candy? Anybody like candy?
Jasmine says she does.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that candy has sugar in it? Okay. I see you nodding. And did you know sugar comes from a plant? It comes from a plant called sugarcane, and it grows in the dirt. How about tomato sauce for a pizza?
No.
Well, tomatoes have to grow in the dirt. How about cheese? Does cheese come?
Yes.
You think it does? Well, let's see. Now, cheese comes from milk, right? We have, okay, and milk comes from a cow, and cow eats grass that grows in the dirt. So you can't have cheese if you don't have dirt. So here's a song that helps me kind of remember that. It's called Dirt Made My Lunch. And you can go ahead and unmute your mics, and we're going to try and sing this real quick. It goes, dirt made my lunch, dirt made my lunch. Thank you, dirt. Thanks a bunch for my salad, my sandwich, my milk, and my munch. Dirt, you made my lunch. All right, let's give it a try. All right, you got your microphones off? Good, okay. Dirt made my lunch. Dirt made my lunch. Thank you, dirt. Thanks a bunch for my salad, my sandwich, my milk, and my munch. Dirt, you made my lunch. So dirt is really, really important. And dirt comes from rocks that are all around us. So, okay, so dirt helps us. When you're outside, what else do you might see dirt, you might see rocks. What else might you feel if you're outside? What do you feel when you're outside? What do you think? If you're outside, do you feel anything? Is anything around you when you're outside?
Trees.
Trees, okay, and you can feel trees. Like I'm feeling this tree that's right here behind me, the spice bush. I like spice bush. That's one of my favorites. So you might feel it, but what else is, okay, try this. Okay, ready? I'm gonna ask you to do something. I want you to breathe in real quick. Take a breath in. You do that? One more time. What did you just breathe in?
Fresh air.
Air. Is there air outside?
Yes. Yes.
There is. What do we call that air when it moves around?
Wind.
Wind. Wind. And I want to show you a quick demonstration about how powerful wind can be. We're going to do a quick demo here. You see this thing I have? This is a little bottle. I've never done this one before. We're going to see what happens. Now this little thing right here, it has a little baggie in it, and when I pull this back, it should blow the wind. Okay, we're going to see if we can make some wind here, okay? And wind, remember, wind is a part of the ever-changing weather we have. We have sunny days, we have cold days, we have warm days, we have rainy days, and we have windy days. You ready to see if this works?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. What happened?
The wind knocked that over. I didn't touch it. It was just the wind that did that. Let's see. That's kind of neat. Let's see if this will work. Let's take this thing. Is this shiny or is this dull?
Shiny.
That looks shiny to me too. Yeah, that's very shiny. Let's see if this works. Wow. The wind is very strong. Sometimes the wind can be so strong, it's just so surprising. Now, before we go over and look at the animals, which we're going to do here in just a minute, before we leave wind behind, do cats need to breathe air?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do people need to breathe air?
Yes.
Yeah, so all kinds of animals need to breathe air. But what about wind? When we think about air moving around from place to place, what do you think causes wind to move or air to move?
Wind is not going to work.
What makes the wind?
Like the wind.
I don't know. Let's see what makes the wind. Well, one thing I found out, that even though I can't see wind, I know that it's there. Because, see this balloon? we're going to see if air can actually blow up this balloon if I suck the air out of this. Now, I can't see the air in this bottle. Can you see the air?
No.
I can't either. Now, there's a little teeny hole on this bottle here. See the hole?
Yeah.
Now, even though I can't see the air in here, I'm going to suck whatever's in here out with my lungs. And the air from outside, if it works, if we're right, should blow up this balloon all by itself without me touching it.
You think it'll
Okay,
work?
we'll see what happens. See how the balloon is now blown up? There's nothing holding it in. There's no knot there on the end of it. The reason this balloon blew up is because I pulled the air out of the bottle that you can't see. And that idea of air being sucked away or kind of moving away is what causes wind. But it's not because somebody's sucking the air out of the planet. It's because of the sunlight. But you're going to learn about that when you get older. But just kind of keep in mind that you can't see wind, you can't see air, but you can see what it does, what it can do. Now I'm going to let my thumb off this hole, and the air should balance out, and this balloon should empty. Here we go. There it went.
You see it go
All
back
right.
down?
That's pretty strange, isn't it? Y'all want to go over and see some animal things? So we've got kind of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a park. We've talked about the park, and we've talked about there's rocks in the park, and there's dirt, and dirt made our lunch, which is so good. And we have plants like this spice bush. Now, when these leaves fall off, by the way, as we make our way over, do you think all leaves fall the same way?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. Let's do an experiment. I'm gonna drop this leaf here and see how it falls. It went pretty slow, didn't it? Let's see. Now, if I drop this stick, let's see. Which went faster, the leaf?
The stick.
The stick did. And the stick is also, not only is it heavier, but it has less what we call wind resistance. When the leaf falls through the sky, it's moving through the air. And it almost acts like a little glider when it's falling through the air. So things fall at different paces, different speeds. Let's see here. So let's talk about animals. Name an animal that you think lives at Mount Jefferson. What animal do you think lives in Mount Jefferson?
Horses. Horses.
Horses. Now horses, that's a good one. You surprised me with that one. Horses are what we call domestic. That means they usually they're domestic. They live on farms. People feed them and but do you think I feed all the animals at Mount Jefferson?
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think I get up in the morning? This is my house where I live in the park. There's the house. Do you think I get up here and then I go out and feed every animal at Mount Jefferson? What do you think?
Yeah.
You do. You think I go out? Come here, little frog. And I go out and feed. Whoop! I'll get the frog here. The frog is on the move. Whoa! You see the frog? Can y'all see it?
I saw it hop.
You see how it moves? Whoop! There we go.
It doesn't want to see us today.
Can you see it?
No.
No. Okay,
No.
we will. I think I see it now. There we
I
go.
see it.
Look how it's moving. Is it walking or is it flying or is it swimming? What's it doing?
Jumping.
It's jumping.
That's that verb. Good job.
It's a jumping frog, and it's a toad is what this one is. This is a toad. Yeah. So do you think I fed this toad this morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think I fed every single other toad that's in the whole park?
Yeah.
No, that would take me forever. I'd have to go out and feed every bird and every animal. No, I don't do that. All the animals get food from nature. They eat the plants, they eat the bugs, they eat all kinds of things that are already out here in nature. So horses are something we'd see on a farm. Let's see. Do you think we might see deer here on Mount Jefferson?
Yeah.
Deer, yeah. Have you ever seen a deer with its skull? We'll take a look. Hold on.
So he
One of the
can show
things
us
we can,
what they look like. Look.
this is a deer skull. Those are its antlers. And that's where its eyes are. And then these are where its teeth are. Now, its teeth are all nice and flat. So that tells us that the deer, he's not going to have to be after a cheeseburger. A deer will eat plants. That's what deer eat. They like to eat plants. And they have those very flat teeth. Now, another animal like coyote, this is a coyote skull here. It has, what'd you say those teeth are, flat or sharp?
Sharp.
Yeah, they're sharp. So what kind of thing, so this coyote is going to eat more meat. It's a meat eater. It likes to eat meat. Any of y'all meat eaters? Yeah, you like cheeseburgers and hamburgers and sausage and spaghetti and meatballs? So you're a meat eater. So you've got that, but also you probably have some flat teeth like the deer. So that means you also eat plants too. So did y'all hear that? Can you hear the chickadee? I hear a bird behind me. Chickadee dee dee. Oh yeah. So I get distracted. All right, so this is a meat eater. This is coyote. Let's see, what's a plant? Oh my goodness.
What my daddy found.
What did your daddy find, Cadence? Oh, look, Cadence has one too.
Okay, let's see. I left my glasses.
He has a skull. Can you see it?
Can you see the teeth on it? Are the teeth flat or are they sharp?
Look at it. Are they flat or sharp?
Flat.
Flat.
Okay.
They are. You're right.
It must be a plant eater. It must be something that's going to eat a plant. That's the way we tell. When I go walking in the woods, if I find a skull, like I might find a skull out in the woods, say, oh, are the teeth sharp? Or are they flat? Now, this is an animal. Look at these flat teeth. This one doesn't live on Mount Jefferson, but it lives in the river.
Beaver.
Awesome! That is great. Yeah, look at those flat teeth. And this is the kind of wood that a beaver eats. Oh my goodness. See how it would chew?
Beaver out in our creek.
Yeah.
Have you seen some before? I saw one yesterday.
So yeah, the beavers, they do like to eat wood. That's what they do. They eat the wood. And just like this piece of wood here. Where do you think the energy from this, so the beaver wants to eat this because it likes the energy, it likes the food, it's good for it. But where do you think the energy came to, how did it get into the plant?
Wolf.
Well, look at this leaf behind me. See the leaf behind me? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, the sun is shining on that leaf, and the sun is giving energy to that leaf, and it's all being stored in this wood behind me, just like this wood here. So when the beaver eats the tree, it's getting energy that came from the sun, went into the leaf, and then it goes into the belly of the beaver. That's why I don't have to get up in the morning and feed all the beavers in the park. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't like to get up too early if I don't have to. And I bet you they get up early. So this is the fur of a beaver. Does it look rough or does it look soft?
Soft.
It is really soft. It's a very soft fur of the beaver. Very, very soft. So there's another animal that lives here that's got a little rougher fur. I think it's kind of rough. What's this animal?
You see the pattern?
Skunk.
It is a skunk. This is a skunk. And it's got a little bit, it's still soft, but it's rougher than the beaver fur. And the skunk does kind of get a little bit of a smell sometimes if you get scared. So don't ever scare a skunk. I won't ever scare a skunk either in the park. When my little girl was just a baby, my wife, Vicky, she said, can you watch Aurora for a little while? And I said, sure. And we went for a walk and we ran right into a skunk. Who would have thought? And Aurora started moving a little closer. I said, oh, we better not get too close to that because I want to bring her back all stinky. So a skunk will make you stinky. It will spray you if it gets scared. Skunk. See another animal. Oh, let's see. Oh, I got a cool one. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is kind of funny where it's on a shoe. What is that?
I see it.
Can you see that little thing?
Can you see what's on the end of the shoe? Look.
What is that?
Caterpillar.
It is a,
Caterpillar.
that is a caterpillar. And look how it moves. It moves a lot differently than, say, a toad. Does it jump like the toad did?
No.
No. How is it moving?
It walks.
It kind of walks. Yeah, it's got little legs. And they grab a hold. It looks like how it's grabbing a hold of my finger. It's not letting go. It's like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying on this guy. And what do you think the caterpillar eats?
Leaves.
It does eat leaves. You're right. And since it eats leaves, where did the energy come from?
Leaves. The sun.
The sun. Yeah, there you go. So the sun gave energy to the leaves, and then the caterpillar eats the leaves. Well, I got an even more complicated question. What do you think a caterpillar might turn into one day?
A butterfly.
Butterfly. Yeah, it might turn into a butterfly. And that's what they do turn into.
A butterfly.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
this one, though, is called a pipevine swallowtail. That's what this will turn into. That's its name. Can you say, it's a lot of words, pipevine swallowtail.
Pipevine swallowtail.
That's it.
You
And
gonna say that?
it's making its way along. Now, this little caterpillar, let me show you what it started out at. What do you think it started out as?
Caterpillar.
Yeah, before, yeah, but
Caterpillar, what
do you think it was maybe a, let me show you here.
Made a little nest.
Oh, like a little nest. Yeah.
What do we see on a leaf before it turns into the caterpillar?
Oh.
Okay. Egg.
An
There it is.
egg, yeah. Very good.
I'm going to put this little critter back on its shoe so it can go back to its plant. Oh my goodness.
So you're right. It starts as a small egg, a little bitty
Yeah.
one.
Let's see the egg. There we go.
See how small they are on the leaf?
See the little dots?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the caterpillar starts out as, a little teeny egg. And then it turns into the caterpillar. And then eventually it becomes,
A cocoon.
yeah, a little cocoon or chrysalis. Yeah. And then it pops out as a butter. That's it. That's exactly right.
Job. You guys learned something this
Y'all,
week.
yeah, y'all know your life cycles, and that's called a life cycle. It goes starts out as the egg and comes around, and then this butterfly will eventually lay eggs too on a leaf, and then you'll have more caterpillars, and then they'll turn into butterflies, and then they'll lay eggs, and then they'll have more caterpillars, and it'll keep going, and that's a life cycle. I love it. Isn't that great? That's kind of fun. Now, eggs can be different sizes. A long time ago, there
Oh,
were eggs. Do you think this is from a caterpillar?
No.
No. This is actually an egg from a dinosaur from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, a dinosaur that had teeth like this big. What do you think about the size of that tooth? You think that's from a caterpillar?
No.
No, that's from a T-Rex. That's from a big plant eater, or you think this was a meat eater? Meat eater, yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be asking for salad at the restaurant. It's a meat eater. And we know about these animals from different types of things called fossils. And here's a little fossil here. So they're animals that lived a long, long time ago on the earth. And they left these fossils behind so we can learn about them. So there were life cycles a long time ago with the dinosaurs, just like there are life cycles today with the butterflies. And all of them find their own food in nature. And that's why Ranger Tom doesn't have to go outside with a bucket and feed all the animals. I'm so happy about that. That'd be too much work. Let me ask you this. What do you call the little creatures that crawl around and eat the leaves and they're little teeny things? What do you call those?
Caterpillars.
Caterpillars? What about one that's in the grass and it hops around?
Bug.
Bugs, yeah. Now, I try to, when I talk about bugs, I use the word an insect. Can y'all stand up for a second? All right, are you standing up? Now, an insect, real easy way to remember it, you put your hands on your head, it has a head, has a thorax, and it has an abdomen down here. So head, I'll move up. Thorax, abdomen. So it's got head, and we're gonna add some music to it. We'll do it slow the first time. This is about an insect, about bugs. This is what they have, right? Here we go. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen, head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Okay, let's try a little faster. Can y'all sing along with me? Okay. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. So, what are the parts of an insect?
Head.
Head,
Thorax,
thorax,
abdomen.
Good job.
All right, so those are insects. Now, another thing we have in the park, and this is not alive, so don't be surprised. This is not alive. This is, what else do we have that lives in the park?
Snake.
We do have snakes. They're not this big, and this isn't real. It's a doll snake. So, but I do have some snake skin. We do have snakes that live in the park. Yeah, that's the snake skin. Does that look rough or does that look soft?
Soft.
It's kind of a little bit of both. I guess it depends on the way. It's soft in some places and probably rough in others. But a snake will lose its skin, kind of like when you grow out of your shoes. If you get too big for your shoes, you get new shoes. That's what the snakes kind of do. They shed their skin and they get different. They have skin that replaces it. So there are just so many strange animals that live on Mount Jefferson. Oh, here's another strange egg. You think this is from a caterpillar?
No.
No, this is one of those dinosaur eggs. So I keep running into dinosaur eggs. Let's see. I know what we should do. You know what? We should find out if you have any questions. Do you have any questions at this point? We covered a lot already.
So remember, a question is something you don't know the answer to. Maybe
Yeah.
something about an animal that lives at the park.
Yeah.
Or if he's ever seen a certain type of animal at Mount Jefferson. No question.
You're gonna eat a bear.
Yeah, there are bears. There are some really neat bears that live up here. We don't see them a lot. The last bear that I saw, one day I was in the office and I got a call. And this lady called me and she said, "Hey, there's a bear in my bird feeder. And I live on Mount Jefferson Road. Will you come and help me with it?" And I was like, okay. So I got in my truck and I drove down to her house. And sure enough, she didn't come outside. I pulled into her driveway and there was this bear trying to get into her bird feeder because the bear was hungry. So, I walked up to the bear and I didn't get close. I was at a distance. Remember, I'm a ranger. It's my job. And I said, "Hey, bear, go back to the park." And it turned around and looked at me and it ran right back up into the park. So bears are really neat animals. Now, when we see a bear, if you see a bear in the woods and you're with your parents, you don't want to run away from it, but you don't want to get close to it either. I asked that bear to go back to the park because it's my job. But as you're not park rangers yet, what you should do is just back away from the bear or make yourself big if you see a bear. But there are bears from time to time, and I love seeing them in the park. My daughter Aurora loves bears. She hopes to see one. She lives here and she can look out the window and she's always looking for a bear. But yeah, we have them and they're called black bears and they're omnivores. So they eat plants and animals. So they eat a little bit of meat and they eat some fruits and vegetables too. Well, not, yeah, I guess they do. Yeah. So they eat leaves and grass and fruit like berries, and they eat plants off the tree. Did that, any other
That was a
questions?
good question, Caden.
Yeah, that was a great question. Any other ones?
Being pretty quiet.
Yeah, I bet you, are y'all just quiet all day long at home? Yeah,
Harper says no.
I doubt it. Yeah. Well, I guess I should probably wrap things up, but I would love to come back and see y'all again if you have any questions or if you'd like me to come and visit your class again. And then
Great.
hope you get to come to the park and ask your mom and dad or your family to bring you out here to the park. Remember, we're open every day but Christmas, and the park belongs to who?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's your park. So,
Everybody.
well, this is Ranger Tom from Mount Jefferson State Natural Area, and I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'll sign off, but I hope to see y'all again up here another time.
And you guys tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So if
Okay.
you guys have never been to Mount Jefferson, go hiking sometime. That's a great thing to do on an afternoon or a weekend. I love to go hike.
Absolutely.
Have you guys been hiking before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And they usually do some neat programs, but I don't guess you're able to do those right now, are you?
We're not doing programs, but all the trails are open and you can hike on the trails.
So go
And
explore sometime with your parents.
yeah, the leaves are going to be turning colors really soon. We're going to start seeing them turn
Wow.
orange and red as winter gets closer. Yeah. And yellow. Yeah. And keep an eye out for those caterpillars too. And also watch out for, oh my goodness, I got to put this little toad. Watch out for these little creatures. Let's see if I can keep them. And y'all see this one?
Oh, there it is.
Look.
Did you
There
see
it is. Yeah. Just one of many little creatures that live in the park.
Hopping
And you,
around.
all right, I'm going to let him or her, I'm not sure. I'm going to let him go. Go on, be free. Be free back in the park.
You might see him when you go hiking now.
All right, Miss Pritchard, I'm going to go ahead and sign off unless you have any other questions.
I think they're good, but thank you so much for talking to us today. Hope
Thank
to see
you.
soon.
I'm going to go and we're going to go learn about spiders later on today. So we'll
All
see you
right.
later. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.